According to statistics, 1 in 7 men lives a double life. My husband Thaddeus was part of that statistic. He was married to me for 45 years, to another woman for 20 years, constant business trips between 2 cities, a perfect plan. No one knew until he died, until I met his second wife Sable at the cemetery. That day 2 strange women sat down and discovered how a 70-year-old man lived a double, no, triple life, because $5 million was somewhere unknown. My name is Verity Aldridge. I'm 68 years old, and my husband Thaddeus died 3 months ago. Heart attack. Sudden, painless, quick. Our 45-year marriage ended in an instant. Thaddeus was a successful construction company owner, Aldridge Construction, a firm with branches in 2 states and hundreds of employees. He traveled constantly. There's a project in Boston, meeting in Hartford, construction site in Providence. He wasn't home 3-4 days a week. I was a teacher. I taught high school literature for 40 years, retired 5 years ago. Our house was in a quiet neighborhood with a large garden. Our daughter Brianne lives on the other side of town with her own family. I have grandchildren, 2 kids, 12 and 9 years old. After Thaddeus died, my life fell into a void. 45 years, a very long time. Every Sunday I would go to Riverside Cemetery to visit Thaddeus's grave. I would leave him white roses, his favorite flower, or so I thought. That Sunday I went to the cemetery as usual. It was October, the leaves had turned orange and red. The cemetery was quiet. Thaddeus's grave was in a beautiful spot under a large oak tree, overlooking a hill. As I approached the grave I stopped. On the other side of the grave sat a woman, in her 40s, dark brown hair, elegantly dressed. She was crying, and she had left red roses on the grave. My heart sank. Maybe she was Thaddeus's co-worker, maybe a friend. I didn't want to approach, it was an intimate moment. As I was preparing to turn back, the woman saw me. "I'm sorry," she said, wiping her eyes with a tissue. "Did I disturb you?" No, I said, I also came to visit Thaddeus." The woman's face changed. She looked at me carefully. Did you know Thaddeus?" "Did I know him?" I said with a smile. "I'm his wife, Verity Aldridge. We were married for 45 years. The woman froze. Her face went white. Her lips trembled. The tissue in her hand fell to the ground. "What did you say?" she whispered. "I'm Thaddeus's wife," I repeated, now starting to worry. "Are you okay?" The woman stood up. She staggered. She held onto the tombstone. Then she looked at me, tears in her eyes. "I'm his wife too," she said in a broken voice. "My name is Sable. Thaddeus and I were married for 20 years. The world collapsed on me. My ears rang. My legs began to tremble. I collapsed onto the bench next to the tombstone. "No," I said breathlessly. "This isn't possible. Thaddeus, he was married to me. 45 years. "I thought so too," Sable said, sitting beside me. "For 20 years. But it seems we were both wrong." We sat there, at the graveside. 2 women, 1 grave, 1 man. No one spoke. There was only the rustling of trees. Finally, I spoke. "Where did you live?" "In Hartford," Sable said. "Connecticut." Thaddeus would come 3-4 days a week for the Boston project. My heart stopped. "The Boston project?" "Yes," Sable said. "You live in Boston, don't you?" I nodded. "Yes." And he told me he went to Hartford meetings 3-4 days a week. We both fell silent. The truth was too painful. Thaddeus lived with me for 45 years, with Sable for 20 years. Boston to Hartford was 2 hours, a perfect balance. 2 houses, 2 wives, 2 lives. "Do you have children?" I asked. "No," Sable said. "It never happened. Thaddeus would say work is too busy, maybe later." "You?" "I have a daughter, Brianne. She's 40. Sable nodded. "So you came first. You were the real wife." I was just." "No," I said, raising my voice. "You were a victim too. He lied to both of us." Sable started crying. So did I. There, at Thaddeus's grave, 2 deceived women cried. After a while Sable spoke. "I saw you at the funeral. You were in the front row. I was in the back. I wore a veil. I didn't want anyone to recognize me." "I remember you," I said. "The veiled woman. I wondered who you were." "I didn't want to come," Sable said. "But I wanted to say goodbye. 20 years, it's a very long time." 45 years too," I said bitterly. "How did he do it?" Sable said. "How did he live 2 lives, 2 cities, 2 houses, 2 wives? Remembering, lying. Did he never make a mistake? I don't know, I said. But he was a very good planner, detail-oriented. He controlled everything. His calendar, his phone, everything. Sable took a photo from her pocket. Her with Thaddeus, at the beach, smiling. 2015. Cape Cod. He told me it was a business trip. I also took a photo from my wallet. Me with Thaddeus. Same place, same year. He told me the same thing. We both looked at the photos. Same place, same month, different weeks. Thaddeus had gone with me 1 week, with Sable another week. This is unbelievable, Sable said. Then an idea came to me. The will, I said. Was Thaddeus's will read? Yes, Sable said. Last week, his lawyer Silas Marlowe read it. Silas Marlowe, I said in surprise. My lawyer is also Silas Marlowe. We looked at each other. What did he leave you? I asked. The Hartford house, Sable said, and $100,000. He left me the Boston house and company shares, I said. But the money accounts? Which one? Sable said. Thaddeus's bank accounts, his savings, his investments. Sable frowned. Silas didn't say anything, just the house and $100,000. Something was wrong. Thaddeus was a very wealthy man. His company was successful. He'd been working for 30 years. Just 2 houses and $100,000? We need to talk to Silas, I said. The two of us together. Sable nodded. Yes, tomorrow. The next day we went to Silas Marlowe's office, downtown Boston, in a tall building, a luxurious office. Silas was in his 60s, gray-haired, a serious man. He was surprised to see us. Mrs. Aldridge and Mrs. Sable, with Mrs. Aldridge and Mrs. Sable. Silas was uncomfortable. Please sit down. How can I help? We want to talk about Thaddeus's assets, I said. All of them. Silas averted his eyes. I read his will. Everything was there. No, Sable said. Everything wasn't there. Where are Thaddeus's 30 years of career savings? Silas took a deep breath. Ladies, this is a very complicated situation. We have time, I said coldly. Explain. Silas opened his file drawer. He took out a thick file. Thaddeus had 3, we said together. Yes, 1 for you, Mrs. Aldridge, 1 for Mrs. Sable, and a third, I said, my breath catching. Silas opened the file. The third is for another woman. Her name is Isolde Graves. She lives in Providence, Rhode Island. The world collapsed on me again. Sable covered her mouth with her hands. A third woman, Sable said in a trembling voice. Yes, Silas said. Thaddeus had been with her for 12 years. There was an apartment in Providence, 1-2 days a week. My God, I said, he lived 3 lives. It appears so, Silas said. In Boston with you, in Hartford with Sable, in Providence with Isolde. And the money? I asked. Where's the $5 million? Silas turned a page. Right here. Thaddeus's secret account, in the Cayman Islands. $5.2 million. And this money, Sable said, was left to Isolde Graves. Silas said. All of it. There was silence. Long, heavy, painful silence. Why? I finally said. Why to her? Why not to us? Silas shrugged. I don't know. Thaddeus left no explanation about this. So who is this Isolde? Sable said angrily. How does she know Thaddeus? I don't know. Silas said. I'm just the lawyer. I followed orders. What's Isolde's address? I asked. Silas hesitated. Ladies, give us the address, I said sternly. It's our right. Silas wrote on a paper. Here, Providence 247 Elm Street. I took the paper. I looked at Sable. She looked at me. We were thinking the same thing. We need to visit Isolde, I said. Absolutely, Sable said. 2 days later, we went to Providence, in Sable's car, a 2-hour drive. We talked the whole way. We shared our lives, Thaddeus, our pain. You know, Sable said, at first I was angry with you. 45 years. I only had 20. You had priority. But you're younger, I said. You spent the best years of your life with him. 247 Elm Street, was in a nice neighborhood, a modern apartment building, 3rd floor. We knocked on the door. A woman in her 30s with blonde hair, beautiful, opened the door. Isolde. Yes, she said. Isolde Graves, I asked. Yes, that's me. Who are you? I'm Verity Aldridge, I said. Thaddeus's wife. And I'm Sable, said the woman beside me. Thaddeus's other wife. Isolde's face went white. What? Can we come in? I said. We need to talk. Isolde opened the door. We went in. The apartment was small but chic. Modern furniture, artwork, looked expensive. We sat down. Isolde was in shock. I don't understand. Thaddeus's wives? Yes, I said. I was 45 years. She was 20 years. You, how many years? 12 years, Isolde said in a trembling voice. But he never told me he was married. He said I was single. I was waiting for you. He lied to us too,
Sable said. Business trips, meetings, projects, all lies. Isolde started crying. This can't be. Thaddeus loved me. We were going to get married. He'd say wait a little longer. He was already married to us, I said bitterly. Isolde stood up, went to the window. 12 years. For 12 years I believed him. He'd come every week. I have business in Providence, he'd say. He'd stay with me. Then he'd leave. To Boston, to Hartford, to you. Now I understand, Sable said. 3 cities, 3 women, 3 lives, a perfect schedule. And the money, I said. $5.2 million. He left it to you. Isolde turned. What? Thaddeus's secret account. $5.2 million. He left it to you in his will. Isolde shook her head. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I had no idea about anything. Neither did we, I said, until we met at the cemetery. Isolde looked at us. 3 women, 3 generations, 3 victims. What are we going to do? Isolde asked. We're going to learn the truth, I said. Why did Thaddeus do this? Why 3 lives? Why a secret account? Why leave it to you? I don't know, Isolde said. But maybe there's something. Thaddeus left me a safe, in the bedroom. He gave me the password. He said if anything happens to me, open it. Did you open it? Sable asked excitedly. No, I was scared, but now I can open it. We went to the bedroom. Under the closet was a small safe. Isolde entered the password. The safe opened. Inside were documents, files, photos, and a letter. I opened the letter. It was Thaddeus's handwriting. Dear Isolde, if you're reading this, I'm no longer alive, and you've probably learned the truth. You've met Verity. You've met Sable. 3 women, 3 lives, 3 lies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all of you. 45 years ago, I married Verity. I loved her, but the business grew. Travel began. I met Sable in Hartford. I loved her too. I couldn't leave Verity. I wanted to be with both. Then you came, Isolde. Young, beautiful, full of life. I loved you too. I loved all 3 women. Selfishly, unfairly, wrongly. But there's one more secret. $5.2 million. That money isn't yours, Isolde. That money belongs to all 3 of you. Share it equally. Because I loved you all equally. I wronged you all equally. Please forgive me. All of you forgive me. Thaddeus, when I finished the letter, all 3 of us were crying. 5.2 million, Sable said. To be divided among the 3 of us. 1.7 million each, Isolde said. Will you accept the money? I asked. They both looked at me. Yes, Sable said. Because we deserve it. I lived with lies for 20 years. Me too, Isolde said. 12 years. Me too, I said. 45 years. That day, 3 strange women made an agreement. We would share the money equally. But more importantly, we would support each other. 6 months later, all 3 of us visited Thaddeus's grave. Together. Verity left white roses. Sable left red roses. Isolde left yellow roses. 3 colors, Isolde said. 3 women, 1 grave. But we're not enemies anymore, I said. We're friends. More than that, Sable said. We're family. Thaddeus can't use us against each other anymore. I looked at the tombstone. Thaddeus Aldrich, beloved husband, father, businessman, and liar, Sable added. And fraud, Isolde added. But it's over now, I said. He's gone. We remain. And we won. We held hands. 3 women. 3 generations. 3 lessons from 3 lives. 1. Never completely trust anyone. 2. Always stand on your own feet. 3. Sometimes your greatest enemies can become your best friends. As we left the cemetery, Sable asked, are we coming together again next Sunday? Yes, I said. But this time let's have brunch at a restaurant. The cemetery is too gloomy. Isolde laughed. Great idea. I'll pay. I have $1.7 million. Me too, Sable said. Me too, I said. And we left laughing. Thaddeus deceived us. But in the end, we were smarter than him, because he lived alone and died alone. But we learned to live together. The end. I'm sharing this story because every day, thousands of women around the world live with spouses hiding double lives. The signs, red flags, constant business trips, weekly, regular, 2 phones, 1 for work, not active on social media, you don't know their friends, financial records are secret, weekend plans are vague. But I'm calling out to you, if you discover the truth, you're not alone. Sometimes the most unexpected alliances create the strongest friendships. Verity, Sable and Isolde now meet every month. They travel, support each other. Thaddeus's money set them free, and most importantly, no one can lie to them anymore.